welcome back, folks. Someone forgot his FX. Welcome back, folks, to Disco Elysium. It's brought to us by Yashabe. Thank you for supporting the channel. Last time we played, we saw a lady on a boat who was working for another company. She wants to help us out, but we need to help her out, and it's 9 o'clock. We found smokes, so that's good. Also raining. We completed a few tasks. We also went into an apartment building where we saw a guy who supposedly might know what happened to the hanging. We can ask questions about reality if we wanted to. We should seek him after 10 o'clock. I guess this is time related. Yeah, we need to interrogate the drivers for the smuggling, but I don't think there's anyone who might help us here. So what I think we'll do is we'll try to get the body down. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, the Wild Pines representative was the old lady. Let's give it another shot.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
We got it.
It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Oh, it's lovely.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Hope no one's hungry. Let's check out the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for this species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Okay, Kuno might know. Kuno is a pain, though. Understood.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
Jeez. How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
All right.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,000?
Not too much, yes.
It's enough. Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill. Three?
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay.
Looks pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Let's knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
We clearly need those boots.
Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
I don't know. It'll probably come with the leg or something like that. Remember, it's been hanging there for 7 days.
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Oh, a serial number.
Good. Can you read it to me?
E50, 100, 1000.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Do we pull the boot off?
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
No.
The sabatons dangle off.
We're
the
not
man's
gonna pull
decaying
it off.
form, ageless and synthetic.
Guys, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
What? Lieutenant, you seem distressed. Why? Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it? Let go of the boot.
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
I'm not a homo. Do what? I'm gonna pull his head off, right?
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. Except they're expensive. I thought we could pawn them, earn some lucre. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I thought I should try.
You do understand the boots are steeped in cadaverine odor, don't you?
So are my pants. Can't I just wash them? You're right. I didn't think this through. It was an impulse thing.
You have a point there, detective. You have a point. But there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
Exactly, chat.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Steal a dead man's boots, but that would be dishonorable. I can't believe you guys are going for this.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
What's going to happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What was that?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
I should get a drink. This is a bad time for a drink, right? These are terrible.
No, you should not get a drink. You should perform an initial inspection of the victim's corpse. We are on the rope part.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently, this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
My past has undergone total annihilation.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this a national pattern?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
We're missing something here.
I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
All
In
right.
case we need it.
Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do we need the photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later, without the corpse smell. Say nothing. Do we want the photo or not?
Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Let's go Inland Empire.
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Let's squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face, hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
I don't think we have stat points at the moment. Yeah, we don't.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. He's bruised up. See the bruises? 2? 3? 2.
Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Maybe he was strangled by someone? Seems like a lynching to me.
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
It's disgusting.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
I feel lucky. What do we find? Oh no, we got this done. Breakthrough imminent.
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
This Buster's not coming back.
No siree.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils.
How do
He
we
slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
I mean, there's nothing else
The
we can do.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
We can't do the dead man thing, so
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters.
okay, now we can
They
get
don't
one.
see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
I mean, someone who's below detective. Let's do that.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective.
Oh no! Hey there, Artifice. How you doing?
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Maybe we can just shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim.
The buckle.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Wait, let me try. Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen? Actually, don't. It's a bad idea written all over it. How good's my hand-eye coordination? It's about the same. 3. We could put a point in it. Would go to 4. Let him do it. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Oh.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Shoot if you miss, put a point in it.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Easy does it, partner. Shoot that motherfucker down. Say nothing. Yeah, we can't shoot. We can't shoot because we got no gun. We'll say nothing.
He's gonna fucking miss.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Try again, maybe? What now?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
Oh, well.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Maybe we can get some help from the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appear to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda.
Freaking Mike's complaining that I don't take decisions, and now he's like, oh, well, you're not listening to chat.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one gun.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani poika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
Feel the weight of the first?
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
%'s a bit better. Point the gun? No.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, slick with the falling rain. The slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
It's probably a good idea.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
We're not gonna point a gun at civilians. Are you insane?
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
You've been policed. How did I do that? Who's laughing now, you little...
Ace is high.
Oh, he's pumped.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Slap it. Oh, yeah.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
What now?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me. It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
All right.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Everard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. One down, one to go. Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Ace is high. +1 empathy towards Kim. Oh, let's do it. Stuff to interact with, but we should probably talk to our boy here.
fuck does Kuno care?
Shot the body down.
Yeah. The kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Oh, we could do empathy, but that's 28. It's not the best. I might as well try it.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Hey, Kuno. Think you can turn the Kuno?
Trying to fuck at the Kuno. Trying to fuck at me. Trying to fuck. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster. Can't take the Kuno. Stay out of the reactor.
Kuno gonna fuck you up! Up, up, up!
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to work with what you have for now.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
All right. White you can redo, red you cannot. Okay. Oh.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
All right, let's go talk to the guy. It's begging time. Well, we are pretty broke. I don't think we have much of an option. Party time.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it?
We can come to some sort of arrangement for tonight.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I was about to say something, let him.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Hold on, I still have my key, you know?
Good luck trying to use it. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
Oh no.
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Okay. Go to the motor carriage. Only you had kept the gun. Take the manager out back. Are we the bad guys?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
Thanks. I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Alright, so the pawn shop. You could beg for cash. Is she still there? $10 where was the pawn shop? It was here, right? We're the bad guys because you listened to chat at some key points. Fair enough.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
How come you're still open?
The pawn shop is always open.
Oh, let's find out what he's high on.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Is it me or is it really warm in here? So where does a man get Bertholidon these days. Which one? You?
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
No judgment, just curious. Probably did loads of Bertholidon before I lost my memory. Pretty obvious that you're under the influence, sir. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop who just wants some of what you're having. I didn't mean to offend you. I don't want the drugs.
I'm not offended, officer.
Something I like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a misc banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 100 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Don't have any. I got a fascinating photo of a corpse here now. Like to sell my clothes? No.
Another time, perhaps.
Alright, let's go pay our bill. Because we gotta go, the debrief. Oh, we do have a shoe. Really big shoe. The body's still in the tree? No, we shot it down. Head and all.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it?
I have your money.
Well,
Here's 100 real. Slam the bills down on the counter. I hope you choke on it. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Goodbye. Being a sorry cop. I mean, we were jerks.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
No electrochemistry. We already smoked. Cigarette is such a great idea. I think I'm gonna have one too. How'd you get so cool, Kim? Right, the debrief.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Always follow electrochemistry. You guys are fools.
You're cold, detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
Right, the debrief.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. Then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot.
Damn straight, I'm a sharp-shooting cop. It was nothing really, I was just doing my job. I was inspired by your confidence in me, Kim. I can't wait to shoot more shit. I think I was born with a gun in my hands. Everyone picked something different. Good job, guys. 4. Of course, relics would go for...
Just don't get carried away. At any rate, we still have to perform the autopsy. However, we did a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean.
That's my forte. Unlike most cops, I understand how important communication is in our line of work. The initial interviews? Yes, well, we talked to some people. I wish we didn't have to do interviews. People are treacherous.
I'm glad we can agree on that, at least. We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Okay, we gotta do that tomorrow.
We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast. The rest has to keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run. I want to raise money for charity. Yeah, that's just how we roll in Precinct 41. I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run indoors like you do.
Well, that's true. We found shoes.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
So what happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
So, wait, if I kill someone while on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Say nothing.
Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
I don't really know. That's how bad it is in here. Point to your head.
Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
God damn it, electrochemistry.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
I have an opinion on the Moral Interns.
Do you?
Things are bad out there, points to the city. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. Immigrants, liberal kips. Men are turning into women. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it. We're getting closer to communism, guys. I'm just saying.
No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Actually, vigilantes is okay with me. Yeah, vigilantes sound bad. Maybe we should make our own law.
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
Just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
All right, we got the debrief. Now I realized something. We gotta collect at least 20 bucks for tomorrow. Get the boots. What boots? Oh.
Yes?
Get the boots. Oh boy. Oh boy. You guys are serious here. We need that armor. Okay. This sounds like a terrible idea.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
A terrible idea.
Before you can grab hold of the boot, you hear a voice coming out of the dead man's mouth. It's the voice of Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, telling you to stop whatever you're doing. You're sabotaging the crime scene, and yet you haven't even finished the field autopsy. Come back later when you're done with the investigation.
Yeah, we should do that after the investigation, not now. The reason why we stopped is because Kim, well, couldn't handle it, and also we had to go interview two people. the Union guy and lady boat lady. I wonder if we'll heal up as we rest.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
We're all in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. And then sleep doesn't come.
And I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Oh no.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Did you try to take the corpse boots? No. Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Going on? Oh, it's us.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this? I remember nothing. I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing, or I was born in a hospital.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me, what is this? I'm not answering before you tell me who you are. You said who? I left. I was left.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Who is Harry? I don't know. We just don't know.
Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left, while you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle, and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back. I don't want to come back. What is copium?
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Stinky boy? Uh-oh.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No!
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Well, that was interesting.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting. Rejuvenating. Is that how it's gonna be when I close my eyes?
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What's going on?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Wait, what is speed? I need more of it then. Detecting is my life. Opt in. No, I can take this. I'm not gonna go look for speed.
Of course, Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
All right. We do have an extra point, but we might want to keep it for later. Knock, knock. Was probably waiting for us downstairs. Oh? Hey, guy.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys,
Hardy
who are
Boys.
responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
So many of them.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Yeah, let's not get killed, guys.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Hey, ma'am, is everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need the phone anyways?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Really don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
Oh.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Sure, lady.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
That's all for now. Stop paying the bots? Yeah. Couldn't afford it. Alright, so do we go talk to the guys? Probably not. This star said that we should probably do the investigation first. Alright, we wanted to talk to these guys.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Hmm. Just there's someone that we haven't talked to in here. Old monument. Who is this? Philip III. Philip III. Squanderer.
Not a good track record of mental health in that family.
What did the king do?
What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago?
Fair enough.
High above you, the king stands.
Probably not important. A white tank top. Is it better than our shirt? So you look like a guy who's smuggling.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Excuse me, ma'am. I would like to ask you some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Double.
Where am I? Who are you?
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
She really chews up her words. Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Honestly, if someone, like, has trouble with English, you don't understand this at all.
Until you came along, that is.
Right, I've got, well...
Someone was.
Are those not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world? The present?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
Right, I have other questions for you, ma'am. Police
Why
questions?
not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
What are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't. I don't know.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, you get high driving a lorry? What if the cargo's contraband?
Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand? Hermenegildos' bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Important police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
The other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, There was a real man.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
It's not her.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
You seem to know a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
Where can I get my hands on experience like that?
If you don't know,
What are you hauling exactly? I want to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs. What are you hauling?
you're man, Lowman. What of it?
Let me put it this way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad?
I don't
Lowman?
know. That's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Well, there's money here. Foreign car. You. Oh no, it's still the boys here. Being mad. Only one more. This guy, but he said he doesn't smuggle drugs.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Do another empathy check, I guess.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Look sad. What's going on with you?
I'm okay, man. Just... the jam's got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
You hauling anyways.
High-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Wicked. I always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment.
The man taps his fingers rhythmic.
Yeah, we asked him. He said he's not doing drugs. I mean, it's most likely
Looking
him.
for something?
You hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe.
What kind of cargo
But
is supposed
this
to pick
here
up?
is just the last week or so. Apples, Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Have you drained the fluids? No, not yet.
The tear machine stands and your bottles clunk into the...
Yeah, money. Gotta see the union boss. Gotta go check him at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Report back to the cleaning lady. Yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, we can run a check on the boots. Have you smoked your morning cig yet? No. Probably should do that. My health. The lady's gone. What?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Run me serial number for the pair of boots.
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isoleri law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
All right. We good? Sing karaoke. Knick-knack stand. Knick-knack stand. What was that? For what? Interfacing. There's a lady here. No. Oh, the boots are still there. Okay. I was worried.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion. But the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me, who are you, dead man?
The fish lips stay
Really?
silent in response. You must be losing your mind, asking him that over and over.
I told you, he is male, 4250, with an athletic build.
Inland. Oh, I hope I didn't mess that up.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. No reply.
What?
However many times you keep asking.
Please stop trying to perform a necromantic ritual. We have other things to do.
I failed 73 and 83.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Muindi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
It appears I have forgotten what a field autopsy is.
Fine. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes notes, the other dictates. The goal is to establish cause of death.
We need a scalpel for it.
A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however.
Have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I'll need a pair then. Got glove hunting to do.
Let's not go glove hunting, please. Let's use division of labor. I perform the anatomical side, while you take notes.
Oh, use the ledger?
Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copier paper.
Right.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Crack open a cold one with the boys.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Begin, 1 assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials, HDB.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says...
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Should we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41, 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. 1111. It's meaningful.
It's meaningful.
1015. It's understated.
All right, so electrochemistry wants 1300. Inline Empire wants 1111. And Drama wants 1015.
Good. Let's go with that.
Name?
NA. Next.
Date of birth?
NA.
Age?
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
Race?
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Muindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex?
Fucky!
Shut up!
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right, pig's gonna have sex. Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death?
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1300 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What is a treatment anyways?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over here? I agree. Lividity pointed to a lynching.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Oh?
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no
And
longer
remove the
meaningfully
boots.
interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Should we write it down or should we omit the boots?
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos.
We're gonna write the number. Kind of silly.
The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch to the corpse hair before moving on. Why? Write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern, baldness. I swear, chatmate wants me to do the weirdest.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Stroke his hair. Stroke his hair gently. Write it down.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Keep petting him. Why? Why would you do this?
More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape.
More?
More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape.
I think that'll just repeat.
More hair sticks to your hand.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Write it down, but meant for high velocity. No.
Ligature mark.
Material cannot be cut.
Still wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters. Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters. Do we pet the chain cutters or just do we whip it out? Like the whole chat is just one.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Oh boy.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread, rising from the east.
Boy. We're gonna cut his head off.
After
we got it.
deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Did we inspect the genitals? Inspect. Oh. It would be rude not to.
The dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it.
No! No! We're not touching this. Oh my god.
Doesn't feel like anything. Just cold flesh under your finger. Unremarkable, and unalive.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Yeah, chat's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are all combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Scarring is extensive.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
Do we pick up the hand or let Kim do the work? Oh.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of this story. Nope, right NA. Why would you write the moral of the story? Okay, I'm gonna ask something about chat. Are you guys actively going out of your way to pick the worst options? I'm just asking.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply. All right, NA. Do we go with the blood supply or nah? Sounds like another morale hit. Yeah, you said it.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Oh my god.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Do we look inside the dead man's mouth? Or do we just write it down?
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Why deeper? Are you insane?
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. a contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow just to keep looking.
Nice, guys. We're almost dead now.
Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness. Huge silence as always.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA.
Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
NA.
Same for toxicology and serology, NA.
NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with a hanging. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write down, omit the voila. Write it down, keep the voila. Do we add the French or do we omit it? The most important question tonight. I'm not budging until we get a consensus here. I'm sorry.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal. The birds did not kill the guy.
Agreed. Next injury?
Fatally killed by birds. You know, I think I'll just shut off the chat like this. Maybe it'll be better that way. What do you guys think?
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal, obviously. Fatally killed by Kuno. No! Are you guys not even watching the game?
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Is this the fatal injury? Or is this not the fatal injury? That's the real question. Did he die by hanging? Or did he die getting beat up? He was carried here. That's right. could have died somewhere else. It's true. So, what is chat going for? Fatal injury or non-fatal? You figure it out. No. This is on me. I'm thinking not fatal.
Why do you say that?
I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Why weren't his hands tied? That's a good question.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh, we did it!
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
No electrochemistry. No.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
See?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Inland Empire.
I'm gone.
Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out west.
Who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now. But who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Got another question for you.
Go ahead, Kobo.
Kobo? What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up, Copperoony Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
My own name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I do strike myself as a Rooney. Rooney is obviously not who I am. Ooh. Ooh. Are we a Rooney or are we not a Rooney? Which side does the chat side on? We are a Rooney.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along.
Which was it that killed you then, love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed you, but when you fell down you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
Oh.
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't have anything else to do. This case is all I have. Maybe because he told me to. Maybe this will lead to something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous.
I'm all you have? Then you truly lost it all, brother. You let the world drag it all away from you, and what it left, you pissed away. And here we are.
Here we are. I hate you, you stink, and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
A deep sea creature. A baby affected with harlequinism. You don't remind me of anyone.
You sure wrinkled out of that one, Coppolini.
Enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams. Shoot, loony rook. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
We could upgrade our perception. Where's perception? Oh, there it is. We could upgrade it.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Look at his fingernails.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Yes, there's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Where can we find a fridge for the body?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
Kuno looks like he gets around. Knows Martinez. And its fridges too, probably.
Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
The man is... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Your
we got it!
reach out and your eyes close.
We got double six.
As if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh. First with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What's this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
All of his nostrils?
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Push the fingers in his nose?
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Mouth?
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
A hole? Oh, sorry, say, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem.
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them.
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever.
Oh, electrochemistry, you so crazy.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Fish it out. Feel a solid object.
Can you get to it?
Inspect the skull.
There's a tiny crack. A protrusion in the cranium. Right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it. From the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement.
Don't let down Kuno S. Oh, you got a double 6 again.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
Oh, it's a bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it? Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift. Is it your bullet? Oh, shit. That'd be crazy.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agreed. I'm still not sure? Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
It was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
You think so?
I did not just come up with this. I've had my doubts since you showed me the tracks, officer. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him? There is no satisfactory explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Maybe they just shot him while they hanged him.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it does not explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
You'll be gone? But what should I do?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Oh! Cute Bratwurst! Take him away. Also, we need his boots. Do we, though? Do we, though?
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
He doesn't want to. So, do we send him away? Let's not turn this in some kind of circus. Chad is already a zoo. A Z. Send him away.
Alright.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Rip boots. Our bootless adventure.
Aces high. For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
All right, well, that was pretty good. I think we'll call it for tonight. We'll call Disco Elysium. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, yeah, I got a little something for after this, so we're going to close this stream. Bye-bye for now.